all you need is like 3 seconds of confidence to actually lift your body up and do that jump into the body of water. And once you are in the water, you're done. Then you're good. You just need that 3 seconds of confidence, that 3 seconds of fake it till you make it, and then you're in. Welcome back to Happiness in Progress. I'm your host, Danielle Craig. I'm an Emmy Award-winning journalist, a mom, wife, and you know what I like to say, just a person looking for more joy in the everyday. This podcast is brought to you by the Mail Tribune. You can find more podcasts at mailtribune.com. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. It just helps me to continue to do this work, to help people find this podcast, and I would really appreciate it. Let's get to the good stuff. I am so excited about today's episode because I love talking about confidence. I feel like one of the things that I do really well is confidence. I've talked a lot on the podcast about a lot of my shortcomings, where I'm working, how I'm trying to get better. But one of the things that I do have and that I can teach from experience is confidence. So let's dive in. I have 5 different tips for you today. I want to tell you, I saved my favorite one for last. So stick with me. Stick with me so you can hear it, okay? All right. Tip number 1. You've heard this before, but I'm going to talk you through it. Fake it till you make it. So you were not, I don't think, I guess you could say you were born with confidence because when you look at a toddler, they're so confident, etc. But you probably, I don't think most of us naturally have a lot of confidence. I know there's a big movement right now that says, don't fake it till you make it, face it till you make it. I've heard that over and over and over again for several years. But the reality is, it is really hard to face something with no confidence. And it is really hard to have confidence if you've never practiced confidence. The way to practice confidence is to fake it till you make it. I believe that if I tried or I waited until I was 100% confident to do something, I would have never done anything. When I was younger, my mom used to say, if you wait until you're ready, you will never get married. If you wait until you're ready, you will never have children. If you wait until you're ready, you'll never buy a house. I think it's the same thing with confidence. If you wait until you are ready to face something, I'm afraid you might never face it. Because the way to confidence, like true 100% confidence, is practicing confidence. I have a lot of experience practicing confidence because every single morning for years on end, I got up in front of people, hundreds of thousands of people, and delivered the news. That was a lot of practice for confidence. Now, if I were to go to sit on an anchor desk somewhere, I wouldn't be that nervous. I'm not that nervous recording this podcast. I'm not nervous when I release a new video on social media. I'm not nervous when I take a photo or I do a live or whatever it is. I'm just not nervous. I'm not even nervous to speak at live events because I practiced confidence for years on end. You can't have it unless you practice it. That is what I truly believe. So take the step, jump in. When I think about the days before I had any confidence, or when I had just enough confidence to get me through, I think about a pool, okay? Or think about a pool, or think about like a waterfall or a bridge, something you can jump off of into the water. And it's like horrifying. And you're like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, can I jump into the pool? Can I jump off of a waterfall? Can I jump off this bridge? Whatever it is. Don't jump off any waterfall, like don't go to Niagara Falls. I just, I want to put that aside in there so you don't get crazy. But all you need is like 3 seconds of confidence to actually lift your body up and do that jump into the body of water. And once you are in the water, you're done. Like then you're good. You just need that 3 seconds of confidence, that 3 seconds of fake it till you make it, and then you're in. I want to share a couple of those jumping into the pool moments. I have a memory of early college, and I really wanted to introduce myself to a couple of professors that I'd been told by one of my mentors who worked in network news to go meet. So I stood outside of this professor's office and I just stood there and I'm like, what am I going to say? Is he going to like me? What do I do? Like, this is really nerve-wracking. And I just stood there. I don't know how long. It seemed like a long time, but I had to make the jump. I had to for 3 seconds, even though I believed 1, I wasn't ready. 2, I had no idea what I was doing. 3, I did not have the confidence. For just enough time to jump into the water, I walked into his office. I mean, when you think about those tiny moments, and usually it's like 2 steps into the office and a knock. It's that one moment of the jump. It's like that 1 second it takes to press send on the email you sent. The 1 second it takes to press call on the number you're calling. It only takes a few seconds of fake it till you make it, and then you're there. So I got in there. I had this meeting. It went really well. He told me some great people to talk to. Those people that I went to talk to basically led me to essentially all of the jobs I went on to have from there. But another one of the big moments I want to tell you guys about, I was living in Las Vegas. I had graduated college and I was working at some restaurants, but I really wanted to be in the news industry. I got a job in Idaho Falls, but I was not wanting to move away from my then boyfriend, my now husband. So I realized the only thing I could do was go to these news stations in Las Vegas, which, by the way, was not qualified to be working in Las Vegas, a top 50 market news station. But you know what I did? I just went to these stations instead. So I go to this news station. I'd looked up already online who the news director was. I go to the front office, literally like zero confidence to be there, but enough like faking the confidence that got me there. So I walk in and I'm like, hi, I just wanted to talk to the news director. And they're like, okay, let me call her. And so they call her and they tell her that this random girl, they don't tell her that, they tell her my name. Oh, Danielle's here to see you. And she's like, I don't have an appointment with Danielle. Hello. Of course she said that. And I'm like, all right, I just wanted to talk about some of the job openings she has. Oh my goodness, thinking back, it's so crazy that I did that. The audacity. But when you can fake the confidence, that's when you start making these steps forward. Anyway, I think it probably was a week later. I got a call from the station. I did not even have to go in for an interview. And guess what? I got the job. The audacity of someone coming and like cold knocking, I guess, cold calling a news director quite possibly got me the job. I was not qualified for that job. I was not qualified for the job I got in Salt Lake City before that. Again, I think that market is top 30s. And just a little background. Usually when you get out of college, you've got to start at a very small TV market, like 160, 150, 100, not usually top 50. And those were my first 2 jobs, top 50. And it was because I had the audacity to fake it till I made it. That's what it comes down to. I had the chance to practice confidence by faking it. That is the only way you're going to get confidence. If you're sitting at home every day during a pandemic, waiting until your confidence is going to show up so that you can speak up in a Zoom meeting, it's not going to arrive. You have to start making the steps forward to start realizing, oh, I do have a voice. Oh, I can speak up. Oh, I can, whether it's tell a joke, share an idea, ask someone to come hang out, whatever it is, we can't get there until we start putting ourselves out there and gaining the real confidence. So that's why I call it fake it till you make it. You might want to call it face it till you make it. But for me, I was walking in with 0% confidence and just some hope. And some really great ability at faking like I knew what I was doing. Oh yeah, totally I can produce a top 50 market newscast. No problem. I learned how to do it and I have all the confidence in it now. So when you have an opportunity, look at it as a swimming pool or a body of water, the water under the bridge or the water at the bottom of the waterfall, and realize all you have to do is jump. And in just a couple seconds, you can make that move and speak up, tell the joke, ask the person out, or go somewhere with someone, ask someone to be your friend, whatever it is that you are lacking confidence in doing now. Oh, posting a reel on Instagram. Let's say that. Whatever it is, jump. Jump, because you will jump once and you'll be like, oh, that wasn't too bad. I did it. You'll jump twice. You'll jump 3 times and 4 times. And before you know it, you are going to be confident in what you're doing. Got to start with the jump. And I say fake it till you make it. I say it works. And I have a couple of other ideas to help you build that confidence if you're like, oh, I can't jump just yet. All right. Number 2 tip is start with something that doesn't have a lot of big consequences. Start with something that you don't care if someone judges you for. Okay, my top example for this is wear something that people might judge. The reason I like this idea is because a lot of times the reason we lack confidence is because we're afraid of what someone else is going to think about us. We're afraid if we get up on that stage, someone will think that we don't belong, or someone will think that what we're saying is dumb, or someone will think that we're just a total fake or fraud, the imposter syndrome. Or we're afraid if we speak up in the meeting, someone's going to think our joke is dumb. Or we're afraid that if we ask someone out, they're going to say no. Confidence is so much rooted in, oh my gosh, what are other people going to think about me? So it's really part of what you need to lose. And it's part of what you need to wash your hands of. And a good way to practice this, again, comes back to practice. A good way to practice this is by doing something that has not a lot of consequences. Wearing something that people don't approve of necessarily, like an old trend, something that doesn't fit in now, is so low on the what's imposter, what's going to happen, are they judging me scale. But if that's too scary, choose something else. So I just don't care a lot about clothes. So one of the things I like to do is wear my Christmas sweater year round. I love my Christmas sweater. It is so soft inside, and I wear it when I want to wear it. I don't pack it away for December only. What kind of sweater would that be? So I wear it year round, and it helps remind me that if someone's judging me for my really soft Christmas sweater, that I just don't care. There's some other things like when I was working in news and I would be wearing my really nice dress, I didn't feel like heels were really a smart idea for the news industry because I'd be hiking all over with cameras and stuff. So I would usually wear tennis shoes with my dresses. And it was not of something of high importance to me. So I was able to do it, not worry if people were judging me about it, because I was confident in that one thing. So I'm wondering, what is something that doesn't make you afraid if people judge you? Another thing I was thinking, like not wearing makeup. Am I worried about if people are judging me for not wearing makeup or not? Maybe that's something you could go without one day. Maybe you could wear your hair differently than you normally do. Maybe you could wear white after Labor Day. Maybe you could decorate your front porch in a way that people don't normally decorate their front porches. Maybe you could share something that's not trendy in your house, like some decor that doesn't quote unquote fit with today's style. Whatever it is, something that doesn't make you nervous about being judged, do it. People are going to see it. You might know that they don't agree, but you'll say, I don't care whether they're judging me because this is something I care about. It's almost like drawing your line in the sand. What is the one thing you don't care if people judge you on? Choose that, do it, let people look at you, let people judge you. And one of the amazing things is when we let people judge us, they're judging us anyway. If we let people judge us, we start to realize that their judgments are not as heavy as we thought. They don't make that big of a difference on our lives. They're not as scary. They don't change us. They don't make us any less valuable or cool or fun or whatever it is we want to be. Their judgments are on them. They always will be. Okay, so before we go on, I was going to put this on, but I don't want to mess up my hair. And there's a video component too for you audio listeners. But this is my Christmas sweater. So think of what is your equivalent? What is your Christmas sweater? Whatever it is, put it on, try it out, show it off, and be confident in the thing that you're confident in, whether people agree or not. Practice that. Again, practice makes perfect when it comes to confidence. Okay, so if you're too nervous to do that with your friends or with the other moms in the PTO or with your coworkers or whatever, my next tip will help you practice even more. My third tip is share the ideas with strangers. I had a friend who had this really beautiful message she wanted to share. She went on a Facebook group filled with people she knows, filled with people who really, if we come down to it, who she cares about what they think of her, cares about whether they think she's dumb for posting this or whether they think she's smart for posting this. She cares about the outcome of the post she wanted to post. She got nervous about posting this beautiful message to all of these colleagues and friends of hers. So my advice to her was, start with people you don't know. Take that beautiful message, go into another Facebook group. There are literally millions. Go to another Facebook group, share that message in there. Because the thing about strangers is we're not that worried about what they think about us, right? I mean, we don't know them, especially when you're talking about Facebook. We're not even talking about community strangers. We're talking about strangers somewhere on the planet. If you can get your ideas and your thoughts and the things that you want to share with the world in front of a few strangers to start, you can kind of test the water. This gives you more practice. One, it tells you how people are going to respond. Sometimes that really matters to you and you just kind of want to see, are they going to think you're crazy? Are they going to not? And 9 times out of 10, I'm just thinking you're going to get likes on that and you're just going to be told like, this is a really good idea. By the way, I'm going to come back to that because you shouldn't rely on likes alone. We'll come back to that in just a second. But it does give you that opportunity to kind of test the waters, see how it felt to say it out loud, get that confidence in saying your ideas out loud. And once it's almost like that jump. We go back to the jumping in the water. It's like once you've jumped off that waterfall once, with a stranger, you jump off the waterfall. You say, this is my new idea. What do you think? To these strangers, you jumped off the waterfall. The next time you climb back up to that mountain and that waterfall on the top, you think, oh, I already did this. I have muscle memory now. I know that I can do it again. And so then when you're in front of colleagues or friends or whatever, it's easier to jump that second time. And it gets easier and easier and easier the more you jump it. Number 4, start validating yourself. I said I was going to come back to this in the last tip because I said when you're testing out the waters, you might get the likes, that might make you feel good. But you know what? Sometimes you post something. Sometimes you share something. Sometimes you don't get the likes. You don't get the shares. You don't get the engagement. Sometimes you don't get the applause you were waiting for. Sometimes you get Simon Cowell who's like, no, that's horrible. But you know what it has to come down to? It has to come down to the fact that you have validated yourself already. Early on in my career, I realized if you live by somebody's praise, you will die by their criticism. Basically, what that means is we cannot be waiting for someone else to tell us that our ideas are good because sometimes they might say they're bad. And if we are living on this high of other people's approval, when they don't approve of us, what is going to happen to us? What's going to happen when they say no after being our yes men for years? We're going to plummet. We cannot live our lives by what other people think about us. And the really great thing about validating yourself when it comes to confidence is when you know that you're enough and you know that you deliver great information, or you know that you're really funny, or you know that you're a good friend or a good mom, or whatever it is that you maybe when you're listening right now are lacking the confidence in. When you know that you've got these things on lock, then you can rely on that information. You can rely on that knowledge. So when you get up on a stage, you don't have to be thinking, well, what if they don't clap? What if they don't laugh at my jokes? What if they never have me come back here again? Because you already know you're enough. So my trick to validating yourself is to find something about yourself that you are really confident in. Are you really funny? Are you really intelligent? Do you know everything about the wars the US has been involved in? Do you know everything about, I don't know, a TV show? Anything? Is there anything that you are really, really good at every time? Just hold on to that. Remember how good you are at that. And that kind of trickles over into how good you are at life. You are good at life. You really, really are. And I feel like once we validate ourselves and we stop waiting for other people to approve of us, we can have more confidence. We can move forward with confidence. Okay, the last one. If you cannot validate yourself, if you cannot believe in yourself, believe in your message, believe in what you're saying. I had a government teacher in high school, and his classes were the best. We would go sit down to a seemingly boring topic for any, boy-obsessed girl. I would sit down, and my teacher was just so into it. He was so excited. He believed in what he was telling us through and through. And when you sat there in his class, you could feel the passion from him. If you cannot have confidence in yourself, have confidence in your information. And I think one of the reasons that was so powerful to me as a young person sitting in his class was because I saw how much he believed in the information, not necessarily how much he believed in himself and how confident he was, because it wasn't about him. It was about the information. One of the pieces of advice I hate the most, okay, hate's a strong word, I dislike the most, is telling people to imagine the audience is naked. Imagining the audience is naked, I feel like takes all of this energy, and really the reason you're doing that, it puts all the focus on yourself. You don't need to put the focus on yourself. You don't need to try to make yourself seem like more important or smarter than all these allegedly naked people. You don't need to disconnect from the audience in such a serious way to pretend they're just nothing but something to laugh at. Because when you do that, you're missing the opportunity for connection and to share your passion in the information that you're sharing. And what it comes down to is speaking, sharing, befriending people. It's not about you. And our ego is telling us that it is about us. When I get up and speak, it's not about me. It's about my message. It's about what I want the people who are there to know. It's about how I want people to grow or to learn or to feel inspired. It's not about me and whether I look good. It just can't be. It can't be, or the message won't be as strong as you want it to be. And I think this goes with even befriending people. I think sometimes we can lack confidence when we're going up to meet a new friend and we're like, hey, potentially new friend, let's be friends, because we make it about ourselves. We get up to this friend and we're like, oh my gosh, is she going to like my outfit? Does my hair look weird? Does she think I'm cool? Et cetera, et cetera. And I'm sure you could put this in a boss or a coworker or someone you're interested in romantically. But when you go up to a friend, if you make it not about you and your ego, then you're going to get yourself a friend, because you go up and you find that you are genuinely interested in this person, or you want to help that person feel good. Or when you focus on, okay, that person needs a friend. I'm just going to go up and I'm going to be that person's friend and we're going to be here together. It's not about you anymore. If you can go back to the messaging, if you can go back to what you're saying, if you can believe in the very least in your message, you're going to be able to have the confidence to deliver on stages, to speak up in Zoom, to find new friends, to go confront the principal at your child's school. Whatever it is, if you can hold on to that, at the very least, you're going to be able to do it. And guess what? It's amazing because there's going to be this domino effect and you're going to get a little bit of confidence and you're going to have a little more confidence and a little more confidence and a little more confidence until you finally actually believe in yourself as well. That reminds me of a story. Somebody I know saw some kids fighting in her neighborhood and she spoke up to stop this fight. There were no other adults there and she knew she needed to speak up and she spoke up on behalf of her message. Her message was so important. You can't be acting that way in the neighborhood. You can't be acting that way without parental supervision. And what was amazing, after this fight, she realized she had a voice. You know what that is? That is gaining a little more confidence. Her message was so important that she put her voice on the line. She put her ego on the line. And what she, one, stopped a fight between kids in the neighborhood, and two, learned she had a voice. Amazing. All right. If you want to go find me on Instagram, go to Mrs. Danielle Craig. Tell me what you think about this episode. Tell me if you think I missed anything or if you're worried something here is not going to work out for you. I want to hear from you. And with that, let's do one more little reminder. Let's walk through them. Okay. Number 1, fake it till you make it. There's nothing wrong with faking it until you make it. You can do it. Number 2, start with something small like my Christmas sweater that you don't care if someone judges you on. Okay. Number 3, share the ideas with strangers so you can jump off that waterfall the first time. 4, start validating yourself. Start believing in yourself and don't wait for somebody else to do that validation for you. And 5, believe in what you're saying. And I want to thank you for being here on Happiness in Progress.